Hello, this is Shelley Duncan, special Hillsboro correspondent. I'm here today with the one and only O-Dog, Orlando Hudson. Every once in a while, the Hillsboro Hops gets to have special guest instructors come to town, and we are so lucky to have Orlando. Orlando, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, 11 and a half years in the big leagues. What's the number one thing that you want to come and teach these young individuals?
Definitely by enjoying the game. It's definitely a blessing. God bless these guys with the talent to play this game and have fun. But you got to put your work in each and every day, especially at the lower levels, because the main goal is to get to the big leagues one day.
And special fundamentals, defensive mechanics. Do you have any little styles that you like to add to a player's game?
Well, you know what? At this level, though, Dunk, you can't add too many styles at these kids' level because they'll get a little lost. High school kids, college kids. So I try to keep everything real basic. To help them get the fundamentals down, and then once they get the basics down, then they can go out and explore themselves a little bit. But right now, we're getting the basics down.
After the basics, we know that you're a player that like to add a little bit of flair to your own game. What's something that you might want to do to a player's style one day?
As the ground ball coming, you got to talk a little trash, tell how flashy you're going to be, tell the shortstop what you're going to do, flip here. I tell them, as you're going to get a ground ball, might be a web gem. You got to have flair. I did all of that.
How about the butt slap? If anyone knows it, Orlando's nickname was the butt slap. Do you want to show you?
Yeah, I did it a few times, man. I did do it. The butt slap was just some fun. I first did it in Arizona with Stephen Drew. Then I took it. I did it with Rafael Furcal a couple times in L.A. With J.J. Hardy in Minnesota. Then I did it with my man Jason Bartlett in San Diego.
Everyone knows what the butt slap is. Orlando, flipped the ball to him and it had the shortstop coming by.
And as he throws
it. The old butt slap.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your old playing career. You played for a long time, extremely good defensive second baseman. You're a great hitter at the plate. But let's go on the little lighter side of sport. Any embarrassing moments in your career? The biggest, most embarrassing moment?
You know what, though? I ain't going to call it embarrassing because the umpire messed me up, man. I threw the ball in the stands with 2 outs.
What?
Because we was talking. I'm not going to tell you what we were talking about, but I was dying laughing. But Buddy Black was trying to get my attention, and I wasn't paying attention. And he wasn't paying attention either. So we was on the field, playing the Diamondbacks, matter of fact, caught the fly ball, and I threw the ball in the stand with 2 outs. I thought it was 3, but I thought it was funny. It didn't matter to me. So, and the umpire thought it was 3 outs himself. He's like, oh, we both was lost, dude. But it's pretty funny, though. It was cool. It was all right.
That's tough. You got to have sympathy if you have a young player do that, right?
Oh, yeah, you do. But I was already a veteran. I had 11 years in the game when they had 11 years in when that happened, man. But it's a part of it. We lost focus, and, we was out there having a deep, great conversation, man. And, oh, well, it happened.
This is a question I guess all the time. The toughest pitcher you ever faced in the big league?
Jason Jennings. You remember him?
Yeah.
The tough, little kind of healthier right-handed pitcher that threw by 85.
He was at Baylor, and he was a big, chunky guy at Baylor.
Yeah, man. I was like 0 for 22 with like 17 punches.
That's embarrassing because the stories of him at Baylor was, when he used to play Texas A&M, the fans at Texas A&M would grab a fishing pole with Twinkies. And whenever he was a hitter back then, and they'd throw the Twinkies right in front of him, and just reel it in, trying to beg him up. And this is a guy that you couldn't hit.
I could not touch him. I can vividly remember we playing in Arizona, playing against the Rockies, and we had like 8 runs in 2 innings, and we batted around a couple of times. I was over 3 with 3 strikeouts.
That's embarrassing.
I didn't know. I couldn't pick it up. It's embarrassing. I don't know.
The toughest challenge with these young guys, communication, is that communication can be tough at times. They take things word for word. Yeah. What is something that you've seen that's really hard with these young players?
Oh, man, you can tell them to do something in the first part of the game, and when the game is out of reach, they decide to do it then, and you're like, oh.
Let's give a little example here because this is the funny stuff.
Do it now. We up by too many runs, But
last night, Orlando tells one of our young hitters in the second inning, I want to see you bunt today. Next thing you know, we're up 9-0 late in the game, and the guy's trying to bunt. And we're coming up to him, why did you bunt there? And he says, Orlando told me to.
Yeah, I know. I was like the first or second inning, while the infield playing back, you can do those type of things. But that's just knowing the game. They're young. They're learning. But that kid going to be a great player. I think he'll definitely be a big leaguer one day.
It's fun seeing you here. It's fun seeing you work with the guys, the energy that you bring. That's something that you had when you played. You always had nonstop energy. It was contagious among the team, and you can tell that your energy in the dugout is contagious. Is that something that you've had your whole life?
That's something exactly I had my whole life, man. Just play with a lot of energy, like to have fun. Or it's, we're playing a kid's game, making money. I mean, how can you not be happy and want to come to work and have fun every day?
That's right. If you had one message to tell all the kids in the Hillsboro area, the kids that come to the game, and even the ones that are in the dugout, one message, one leaving message for everybody, what is that message?
Play hard each and every day, even during practice, because you never know who's watching.
We are so thankful to have the one and only O-Dog here with us in Ron Tonkin Field. This is Shelley Duncan, special guest Hillsboro Hops correspondent with the one and only Orlando Hudson. Orlando, thank you.
Thanks, Skip.
All right.